Welcome to Dark Horizon Creations. I'm Mike, and this time we're taking a look at the Spartan Collection, Series 3 Noble 6 action figure by Jazzwares. Now, if you hadn't already, please follow, like, and subscribe to my social media accounts on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. Don't forget to hit that bell icon so you get a notification of when I post new content. And last but not least, in Series 3, we have Noble 6. Now, for those of you who have played Halo Reach, you know exactly who this guy is. For those that haven't, Noble 6 was a Spartan 3 commando. He was a graduate of Beta Company. His rank was lieutenant, and on 24 July 2552, he was assigned to Noble Team on the planet Reach. And I gotta tell you guys, this is an awesome dude. He has a reputation as a lone wolf assassin. His records indicate that he has taken out entire militia groups single-handedly, and most of his record has been redacted. And many people have stated that Noble 6 died on Reach. I question that. So you can see it's a really cool action figure. He's wearing a steel gray armor. It's the Spartan Mark 5B armor set that he's wearing. He includes the MA-37 assault rifle and the M6g Magnum. And of course, like all of these Spartans in the Spartan collection, he includes 5 extra interchangeable hands. This side of the packaging, you have an obligatory headshot of Noble 6 and the UNSC logo. On the back, your obligatory product shots of Noble 6, as well as what's included in the packaging and the other figures within Series 3. All right, here we have this guy outside of the packaging. I got to tell you guys, I love this action figure. This is the nicest figure within the Spartan collection to date, hands down. It really is, in my personal opinion. If you want to know what the best looking action figure is not the Master Chief, it's this guy. A close second would be the Spartan Mark 5B with the S7 sniper rifle. Then the Master Chief. This guy is awesome. I really, really like this action figure. Let's bring him in close so you can see the detail on his armor, his helmet, all the weathering, all the way around. This is a really nice looking dude. Even has weathering there on the fixed blade combat knife. And of course, there's sirens. Speaking of his knife, we'll go ahead and pull that out so you guys can see this. Fixed blade combat knife. Solid black blade, I like that. And weathering, scratching, things like that. Solid angled pommel. You can see the riveted pins in there. Really cool. Also included is the MA-37 assault rifle. And the warping seems to be to a minimum with this one, which is really nice. I appreciate that. A lot of nice detailing there with this gun. Then you have the Magnum M6g Sidearm. Also nice. As far as articulation is concerned, his head is on a ball joint. It's limited though because of the knife sheath. Forward and lateral movement there at the shoulder. Bicep rotation, double jointed elbow, wrist rotation, and pivot. His upper torso is on a ball joint. Forward and lateral movement at the thigh rotation. double jointed knee. His foot will pivot as well as rotate. But all the way around, this is just a nice action figure. And see if we can get him to hold his weapon. Yes, we can. And the thigh plates, like on all of these Spartans, you can pop these out and then turn it around and push it back in. What I like to do, whatever side I'm going to put their sidearm, I glue that in place because it's gonna eventually come out. Then you can give him his sidearm, take his fixed blade combat knife, put it back into place, and he's ready to go. Now for comparison, I want to bring out the Master Chief. So you guys can see the height difference. Noble 6 is 6 foot 9 inches tall. The Master Chief is 7'2" or 7'3" inside of his armor. So you can see there's a height difference there between both of these action figures, but they look really good together. I like that. I really do. Now, as far as posability and stability are concerned, all of the Spartan Collection figures are extremely posable and stable, as you can see here. The other thing I want to point out with Noble 6 is that I can position him in a more accurate and realistic shooting position than I could the Master Chief. And the reason for that is the Spartan Mark 5B torso armor that he's equipped with has a much more narrow profile than that worn by the Master Chief. He also doesn't have raised shoulder pads to interfere with positioning the weapon. And if I turn him around to the front, like so, and a head-on profile, you can see that he actually looks like he's looking down the sights of the weapon and aiming it, which is something that I really like. I like for the action figure to look realistic and put them in realistic shooting positions. Overall, it's a really nice action figure. It is worth picking up if you don't have it in your collection. As a matter of fact, I would recommend buying two, one to open and one to keep sealed in the package as a collectible. One thing I will point out that I think they could improve upon, it's disappointing that the figures don't include a display base. I also think it's disappointing that they do not include solid ABS plastic weapons. I would much rather pay a few dollars more in the purchase price of the action figure to get those additional features, to get a display base, to get ABS plastic weapons, than to continue purchasing these figures and they have warped weapons like Spartan June, the Spartan Mark 5B, the Master Chief. You know, I think it's really detrimental to the line in the long run because collectors want the figures, and certainly the aftermarket value on them has only increased. However, it's very frustrating to have to take the time to try and fix the weapons because they're warped, and sometimes you can't. Sometimes they are so warped that you can't fix them. All you can do is throw it away. And that's very frustrating because you pay for the action figure, you're paying for the accessories, and to me, it's misleading to the consumer. So there you have Noble 6 from the Spartan Collection, Series 3 by Jazzware.